Let me just check, make sure everything is on and good. Yes, we are live today. Today's masterclass topic for Heart Activation series is Wake Up to a New You. I know we all want to wake up to a new us because we all have issues and problems that we deal with. So that's what we're going to get right into today. Please do comment and share your struggles, share, any blockages that you have that you want to shift, but then also definitely share your lessons, share what worked well for you, and try this out and come back and comment and let us know what worked well for you, right? And so let's get started. My name is Jenlia Riley with Helpful Living Today. Welcome again. Thank you so much for being here. I am a energy heart activator and a sacred generational health and wellness healer, and also a health and wellness coach with Heartful Living. And I'm also a certified energy healer with Body Code through Discover Healing, and a co-author of 101 Great Ways to Improve Your Life with the late Bob Proctor, as well as Jack Canfield and other great authors. And so today, why I want to talk about, waking up to a new you, okay? Because there's so much power in us. There's so much power in what we can do even when we're sleeping, okay? So before we get into that, let's preface this whole session but just taking time out for yourself, okay? Watch through it. Definitely do the exercises, do the things that you need to do in order to shift and get into that new you, that better you, right? That better life. So, excuse me. So with the, before you even get talking about a new you, right, you need to know what that means, okay? And in our program, in our 3-month journey, which is so beautiful and light, because you basically take wherever you're at now and really identify what's being blocking you, what shifts you want to make. But we also get into what does that new you look like into detail, right? Some of you may have done some of these exercises before where, you sort of get into writing down in detail about who you want to be and things like that. And I talked about the importance of being today who you want to be and some of those exercises that you need to do in previous masterclasses. But so it's important to define that first, right? So in my program, I help you define that. But also, more importantly, I combine it with the energy healing and other modalities to sort of break your current state, your current self that you think you are, take it, sort of like looking from above and take yourself away from yourself, away who you think you are and what you've been busy doing all the time, day to day, and just really look back and think about where the blockages may be. So perhaps I like to use this example because it's quick and easy, and some people can relate. In certain cultures, we grow up, we're told by our parents or society, you go to college, you go to school, you go to college, you graduate, you become a doctor, an accountant, whatever it is, right? But the doctor one is sort of very sort of a norm thing, especially in sort of like the Asian cultures where I grew up, but so you've been going through this life being that person, but that may not be you. So we kind of go back and define that. We look into your records and really get into your heart, soul, and finding out who you really are, not who you think you are, right? So step number 1, right? Knowing who you are. Now, getting into the fun of it, getting into waking up to be a new you. So before I go into some of the steps, I just want to talk about the things that you can do, right? So who we are light beings, and we have full potential. We came into this existence with every knowledge, every ability, everything. Okay, as soon as we're born, or even before we're born, actually, we have these restrictions, and we learn throughout life to shut certain things down. And it's those things that we want to uncover, right? When we utilize our skills, our true potential, that's all the great stuff. So continue doing those things, of course, right? As long as it's aligned to your heart soul. Okay. And so, you want to realize and really, really get into the feeling of knowing that you have this ability. You have this ability to heal anytime. You have this ability to call on your angels and guides, God, higher power. And you have the ability to, most of all, receive. Okay. So get into the receiving mode. And receiving is really just, if you think about it, it's just you getting back to that state. So by getting back to your natural state, you're shedding away all the stuff that you don't need, okay, that you've been carrying because you thought you needed, you believed you needed because you've been taught that way, right? So we get into shedding all of that, shed all of that away. And once you shed all of that away, you become lighter and you're able to see clearer. You're living your heart out with full heart energy. And the just a couple of weeks ago I did a heart purification meditation, and I hope you guys really try it out. I have a couple of other meditations. If you're a student of mine watching this, you already know there are other meditations that we do in the program, in the paid program, that has the more of the heart activation exercises as well. But that heart purification is a start, and it's a great one. But you got to do it. You got to do it. And why you got to do it is because you have a beautiful life yet to live, no matter how old you are. I don't care if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, like, you still have a life ahead of you, right? There's still hope. There's plenty of hope, and there's plenty of love. I really want you to understand that you have plenty of love, and it's not waiting for, I don't know, the next president. It's not waiting for the kids to grow up. It's not waiting, because I don't know if you realize this. I've definitely done that before, where I'm in a job that I don't love, and the excuse is always, oh well, I'll just wait till my husband can cover all the expenses. I'll wait until, I don't know, some people might even say, win the lotto. I'll wait till the kids are in middle school, high school, whatever it is. But why? That has nothing to do with what we can do right now at the present moment, as we talked about in the last week. Actually, we talked about in our present moment, right? That has nothing to do with that. The sooner you do that, sooner you collapse the time frame of this up and down cycle that you go through in life, and you basically collapsing time and getting to your natural state, living out your heart soul, your heart truth, which is your heart purpose, all of that, right? And as soon as you get into living that, that is the abundance and the wealth and all the things that you think in your head is what success equals to, right? So starting with the inner work, receiving and getting it all. So, definitely remember that you have the ability to do that. You have all the ability. You deserve it. It's your real you. So we get shed away all of that. So now that you understand that you are a light being and you can access that anytime, here's the fun work. So before we talk about what you can do at night, I want to talk about what you can do in the morning. Okay, so first thing in the morning, I teach my kids this and I remind them all the time. And sometimes I forget. So I wonder whether they do it if I don't remind them. But basically, I remind them, first of all, smile. Okay. And then the second thing they need to do is basically, I have a wholeness journal that they also use. It's that simple that even kids can use. And it just checks up all the major things in your life that you should cover within a given day to have a wholeness life, right? But it's all light and fun and love, right? It's a process. It helps you understand who you are. It helps you rein in all these clutter and chatter in your mind and just getting the important things done. And if you don't complete it, it's not, oh, it's such a failure. Your day went wrong because you didn't do certain things the day before, or nothing like that at all. You must complete everything in order to manifest, in order to have a better life. Certainly, you want to do the work and follow it as much as possible, but basically it's that premise of that first thing when you wake up in the morning. Okay, so first thing you do is smile. I don't care how sad, how stressed you are. I do it every single morning, no matter what I'm going through. I've done it when we've had a lot of bills, and my job wasn't covering it and I didn't know what I was going to do. Smile. Okay, the moment you do that, you're shifting your vibrations away from that lack and that low vibrations into a much better state, and then you're opening to receive. And then when you do things like that, also you're starting to receive, right? The solutions start coming to you. So that's what you would do in the morning. Okay. And then, of course, if you're in the program, you have a copy of my wholeness journal, my daily wholeness journal, that you can just check off, and making sure that you're covering all the main points that you need to do in your day. And I'm a mom, so I make things simple. I don't, as much as I would love to spend more time journaling or writing or things like that, and I do, when I do need to, I take the time out to do that. And, my husband and kids, my husband will take the kids to the park or whatever and stuff, so that they're away from me. But that's not the same as, just getting the things that you need to do done. So I make things as simple, but also with high efficiency. So I don't, in my program, you'll see a lot of my lessons, they are there for a reason. Okay. And I don't drag it out, because I don't want it to be more than it needs to be, but yet it contains everything, and it's highly efficient. If you take the action and do the work, you must do it. But even if you just watch it, right? You're already starting that process, such as you watching this video right now. You're already starting the process of taking certain things in, even if you're not physically taking notes down, or you're doing the exercises that I'm going to share with you. You're still opening up, and those things are already happening. Like, you're setting in emotion. So that small action, it's a start, right? So the wholeness journal, very simple. You go through that, and then and it covers, gratitude, setting your intention for the day, and things like that, right? Okay, so that's the first thing you do when you wake up. Okay, going back to the fun part. How do we wake up to a new us, right? So going back to the very beginning of the class, number one is knowing who that new you is. And if you go to the website, if you haven't already, most of you in the group should have it, and hopefully have done the complete workbook. It's the Personal Power Discovery Workbook. And that one is so powerful because, again, it's so simple. It's straight to the point, and it gives you things that you can do right away, easy things that you can do right away. So they may look easy. A lot of the times when things look too easy, we tend to go, oh, okay, well, it's not going to do anything, or it's too short. I'll just do it another time, pushing it off. But if you do the work, you will know, as some of my students already know, that powerful workbook, that free workbook on my website, they're already able to shift their mindset, change their diet habits, change their relationships. Okay, they're already doing that just by that free workbook. So imagine being in our program where we go into each of those things even deeper level, right? So come at night with if you have done the exercise, then you would already know which areas you want to work at, basically. So at night, when you're thinking about what you want to do, the new, who the new you is, the key areas of what you want to work on. Okay. So how do you wake up to your new you? Basically, relax, go to sleep. I've had trouble with this for so long, and certainly when you have a newborn, it's hard. That's natural, right? Your body is tired, you're having to feed often. That's a whole separate issue. But when you are when that stage is over and you have kids all the time and stuff, like, and you have worries and things like that, it's still kind of hard to shut off, right? But you need that rest. It's so important that you have that rest. As women and moms, we're so busy and we're so handling so much, and not just physical things we got to do for our kids, for our spouses, for our family, for our job, but also the mental stress, the mental self responsibility that we feel. But you need to be able to shut that off. Okay. So great way to shut that off is basically to get into gratitude again. So I wanted you to do a quick meditation. Okay. And how this meditation works is, and you can try this now, so that you can, when it comes to nighttime before you go to sleep, you can do that. Okay. So the first thing I like to do, okay, obviously close your eyes. Okay, and we're going to take deep breath in and out, but we're going to do it in a count of 3. Okay, so we're going to breathe in through our nose only, count of 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then hold for 3, and then release through the mouth. And I feel it's really good to make a sound and just let it all out. Like, don't be afraid. Um, just before I continue, I just want to say that I, even myself, was afraid to do this before too, because I learned up to be, oh, you got to be quaint, you got to be a lady, you got to be quiet and things like that. So even that carried out throughout my life, where even in my own bedroom at night, whether a lot of times my husband and I don't always go to bed at the same time. So I'm by myself, but I'm still afraid to just like make a sound, like release, like why. So even that took me a while, but I want you to do it. Like, you need to start getting into your confidence, getting out of your scarcity and scaredness and this shell, and just break away from that, right? So anyway, going back to the breathing, sorry if you needed to hear that, then great. If you didn't, thank you for bearing with me. So in through your nose 3 times, hold, release through the mouth for 3 counts. Wait, pause for 3 counts before you continue that breathing. So then in for 3, hold, out, hold. Okay, so you do that breathing, and then what I want you to do is basically just do a body scan. Okay, scanning from your top right down to your toes, as slow as you can. Don't do it too fast. Like, you want to go slow, and basically you're feeling any dense dark energies. Okay. And when I say dark, because I actually sort of see or feel like dark, sort of black cloud blur. Some people may see different things, or maybe even different colors, but and then sometimes what I found is also I start to get tight in my stomach, like I go, ooh, like cringe sort of way. So however that feels to you, okay? So you do a full body scan, and for example, if you scan and you go, ooh, there's something going on in my throat, which, as we know, the throat is the throat chakra. That's our voice, creativity. So basically, just take note of that, and then continue scanning until you've done the whole body. And once you've done the whole body, then you go back and then basically just intentionally clear out this dark energy. You can do this sort of action, right? I'm gonna do it on my throat just so you can see, like clearing out this throat energy, clearing it out. And we want to send it down to the ground, send it down to nature and the ground with love. Okay, nothing coming from negative charges. Just send it down with love to the light. Okay, so that it can be equaled and neutralized and all that stuff. That's not yours to worry about anymore. As soon as you cleaned out all your areas that you felt dense in when you did the body scan, then you're going to imagine a bright gold or white light from the center of the universe, right? So right out in the space, coming all the way down, shooting down, through your roof, coming down to you from your head to your toes, and you're going to feel yourself back up. And in doing that, you're filling those parts that you worked on up again with positive energy. Okay, and that's very important step. And you'll feel lighter already. And you can actually do this any time of the day. If you feel stressed or something's not happening, do a body scan and do that right away. But I like to do this at night. I also create a shield and things like that. And we teach that in the program as well, how you can create an energy shield. And basically, energy shield is just, if you can imagine, I'm like in a bubble of on my own, and nothing can penetrate that. So that's blocking up negative energies, but you're still allowing positive, loving energies in. Okay, it's very powerful. So once you've done that, then you're lighter, and then basically you set an intention. Okay, with love and gratitude. Here are a few things that you can do. One, you call on your angels. You call on the higher power for help. Okay, asking them for help. Sometimes you can feel them, see them. I kind of catch glimpse. I don't really like see full figures. Some people can do that very well. I sort of just feel their presence, right? And I'm sure that you have done this before. Don't be afraid of it. It's just love, okay? And anything that doesn't feel right, you can just send them away. But like, I know as I was growing up, I've felt these angels or these guides before, but because I wasn't really taught that way, it was kind of just like, oh no, that cannot be real. Don't get into too much of that. Just accept the love. The sooner you accept the love and the signs that your angels, that God and higher above is sending to you, the sooner you can get into a lighter life of love. Okay. So feel your energies, connect with them, thank them for being there. It should make you smile a little bit because you should feel like you're surrounded with love. Okay. And then to just set an intention, like ask them to let you rest tonight. Okay, so by yourself, and it's a good thing to write down as well. Write down notes throughout your day, however you feel, and things like that. You can write down your intentions that you are setting at night, but definitely at least say it, right? Like, I intend to have a beautiful, restful sleep so that I can rejuvenate my body, my soul. Okay. And then you want to think about what that core issue is for you. Okay. So maybe it's about a health issue, right? If it's a health issue, then you can continue setting your intention and just call on your angels to say, please help me find the answers to the healing that I need for this issue. Okay. And so you can ask those kind of help, okay, through the night, and just say, while I sleep, I am accepting the help and I'm accepting the signs as I am sleeping. Okay. And you'll find that sometimes you might even dream about certain things, or you might even start to get signs right away. Write them down. Don't ignore these things. Don't ignore your true self anymore. Okay. These little subtle hints, they're all a part of you, and they're all a part of love, even if it's not coming from no, it's coming from love, but even if it doesn't seem or appear as love, is what I'm trying to say. So you may get a sign that is opposite to what you think you want to hear, right? And that's just what you want to hear. But what you want to hear may not be the step that you need to take next in order to get to that higher, grander scheme. Okay, so there's always an intention for higher good. So as long as you're doing the shielding and the energy works, and I help clear those off for you and learning how to clear your energies in our program, as long as you keep doing that, then you know that you're receiving the signs from the angels and stuff. So call upon that at night. Okay, and set the intention to have a restful sleep. You deserve it. You need it. The kids need you to do it. So just do that. Yeah, so then when you wake up, also, aside from smiling and doing your daily wholeness journal that we have in my program, the other key thing, the last thing, and one of the major things also I want you to take away. Okay, so one, it's that energy clearing and setting your intentions and calling for help while you sleep at night. And then two, waking up, smiling, doing your great gratitude and things like that. Here's the third one, okay? And this might be, I don't know. it might be easy, it might be harder for you depending on what issues you have. But again, it goes past blockages and baggages that you need to clear off. And it's possible. It's definitely possible. I've done it, on myself. I've done it for many women, so it's definitely possible. Actually, women and men. But I find that sometimes people are stubborn. They're like, no, I cannot feel that. I can never feel that or whatever. And I'm thinking of this lady that I work with. She's in her 70s, and she was always saying, I've lived out this way. That's just how it is, or how I am. But we worked on our energy healing. It was actually to do with another issue. But as we worked through all that, later on, I think it was like third or fourth session I had with her, we were talking about another issue in her life. So going back to a conversation that we had where she had that negative thought, like, this is how I am, blah, 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 blah. As we were having that conversation on the third or fourth session, she no longer talked like that. And the reason was because we cleared off a lot of blockages. Could be past inherited issues, could be past life issues. But because we cleared those off, she now no longer has that. And then her life was full of hope and possibility. Like, that literally turned her life around, so you want to get to doing that as early as possible. This is why I'm teaching my kids, so that they have those tools, even if they don't see it now, right? Because they're sort of still innocent, going through life, happy. But they'll know what to do when they hit those difficult times, right? So anyway, clearing those energies. So the third thing that you can do is pick one thing. Okay, so create a new you by picking one thing about you that you appreciate and is grateful for. Okay, and I've done this in two ways with my family, with my kids, as I mentioned previously before. Like, I did this with my family as an idea, through one of the weeks where we did our Sunday shares. We always, talk about what we sort of new challenges that we want to do for the week, how we can better ourselves, how we can have a better week. So we do that usually on Sundays. And that week, I basically came up with this whole concept of, pick one area about you that you're grateful for, and then pick another area that you're not so grateful for, that you want to work on, but put it in a love light. Okay, so how do you do that? I, start with something that you're grateful for. I am grateful for, I don't know, my eyes. Like, I love my eyes. I love how they help me see. I love that they are whatever color, whatever it is, whatever shape, color, whatever it is. Just pick something about you that you feel good about, and then something that you don't feel good about. A lot of women, it's kind of like their thighs or whatever, right? At one point for me, it was my sort of midsection. I had two kids by then, my daughters, right? So this was before my third. We had my third, and I was kind of like, oh, I never really did the exercise after my first child. So, you have that little bit of a muffin top thing going on. So, and I did this for myself. So instead of getting into that negative state, you just put it into a light state. Get into meditation and just feeling grateful for it. And now I realized, you know what? That is who I'm supposed to be. I'm a mother. I had two beautiful children. I'm so grateful for that. So what if it's there? It doesn't mean I cannot get rid of it, right? So shifting it into a more loving light. And then you start thinking about, oh man, yeah, I'm going to do these things, right? So that day, literally, when I did that, I think I did like 50 sit-ups, and started changing our sort of diet around and things like that. So just bringing that awareness can shift things dramatically. Okay, but you got to do it, right? Like, don't just watch and sit and then not do it. Like, really get into it. They're so simple, so quick, and it changes your whole entire life, right? And then, so, appreciating what you don't like so much, but then also, just if you cannot feel the appreciation, for example, I appreciated my childbearing. So I, like the two that I already had, I realized that, you know what? my body didn't get rid of it yet because I wasn't done. I wanted to have more kids. And in order to have more kids, my body needs protection. It needs to be at a certain state so that it can carry other things, right? So that's really important to realize. So I actually realized that on that same day. But if you cannot feel the appreciation, then kind of in a way force yourself. So just get into the love, like, and how you can do that. And I don't like to dwell on this too long or too much, but think about the negative. So what if you did not have, like, if you didn't like your legs, for example, like, so what if you didn't have your legs? Like, would you rather that, so then that shifts you into thinking, oh no, actually I do like it, I just want it to be better. So if you want it to be better, then appreciate it, appreciate that it's there, appreciate all the solutions that are possible, because there are solutions that are possible. But we get into complaining so much that we don't do, right? There are possible solutions, and they don't have to take long. They don't have to be super, super expensive, or take years and years and years. They don't. The solutions are there. You got to open up to receiving. You got to open up to seeing the signs from the universe and God and all your angels that are helping you out every single day. But you got to stay open. You got to open, right? So, again, to wrap up how you can wake up to a new you, okay? 1, setting your intention, and 9, doing the energy work, setting your intention, asking your angels to solve the problem for you so that when you wake up, you should have some answers, right? 2, smile, do your wholeness journal, your gratitude, and all that first thing in the morning, okay? And it doesn't have to take long. Now I like to take about 30 minutes at least getting into that routine when I wake up, 30 minutes to 60 minutes, so an hour. But on days when I can't because my kids are already up or life is already happening, I definitely do the small, definitely do the grateful journal. And what does that take? Not long at all, right? Couple minutes. And then thirdly, getting to gratitude about you, about what you want to shift. So getting to gratitude about you. And that's how you can wake up to a new you. Okay. Thank you for watching, and please definitely go back and watch and take notes, do the exercises. And if you're ready to really shift and learn all the different things that I mentioned today and getting to work with me so I can help you clear away those issues, shave those things that you don't need anymore, then I would definitely love to talk to you, love to see how we can work together. Direct message me. The link is also there. You know how to reach me. So much love to you, much power, and have a wonderful, beautiful creation tonight when you go to sleep. And don't stop doing it just because the next day you don't have exactly your answers or whatever. See, your life is your life. It's your journey. So for different people, it might be different. Some people, they receive answers, they receive clarity right away. Some people might take a few weeks, a few nights. Who knows? Because it depends on what again, that goes back to the baggages and issues, like what those things are holding you down and holding you back. And goodness sakes, how many past lives you've had to experience that, it's blocking this off. And of course, the heart wall, like, as you know, if you are part of my program in the paid in full bonus, you get a free heart wall clearing. And that heart wall clearing right there is so key to you manifesting and truly getting rid of a lot of the clutter that's really inhibiting you day to day. It really is. So I hope to work with you. Definitely do the work, and don't be discouraged if you don't see anything right away next day and it's your first go, right? Just continue doing it, okay? Continue doing it. Let that be your new habit, because that is kind of going back to what you should be doing for yourself anyway. So much love. Have a wonderful sleep.